Mr. Martin Ewi, who's a senior researcher with the Institute for Security Studies. Martin, a very good afternoon to you. Look, details of this are still very sketchy, but what can you tell us about this kidnapping?
Well, the reason for the kidnapping is not clear yet. So I think, as the Hawks representative has said, they're still investigating to know the details behind the kidnapping. But what is really interesting is the individuals involved, the individuals who did the kidnapping or suspected of being behind the kidnapping. These individuals, I think one of them at least, was involved in a Tutsi case. The arrest of some individuals a year ago who were associated with some allegations that they were trying to carry out terror attacks in South Africa. If this is true, and what is also very interesting and provide further links with what happened last year is that we know the Islamic State cell in South Africa had actually instructed its members to carry out attacks on foreign interests in South Africa, and these foreign interests include Russian, British, American, and of course other European countries, the French especially, who have interest in South Africa. And therefore, if the kidnapping of the British is to be linked to the Islamic State cell in South Africa, I think this will come from this notice that, you know, these foreign or European nationals or interests in South Africa is at risk of Islamic State attack.
Look, Martin, we've just had a fresh warning now from this morning's one, an updated one, in which, of course, the countries are now saying the terrorist groups are likely to carry out the attacks. And, of course, this is not the first time that the Western countries have issued these travel advisories to their citizens in South Africa. Anything new with this latest allegation, do you think?
Well, indeed, it is not the first attack. The U.S. government issued, I think, actually 2 this year that have gone unnoticed by the public because there was nothing really specific to them. The international community at large faces a greater terror threat, and particularly Africa. Because of what is happening in Syria and Iraq, the fact that the Islamic State is being defeated in these 2 countries where they have declared the caliphate. Countries in Africa where security is very low, borders are very, very porous, are at higher risk because the Islamic State is looking for a new home, where they can set up cells that they can continue to hit on the Western countries or those that are involved in the international coalition to defeat the Islamic State, which include America.
Martin, speaking of low security countries, I mean, look, with such allegations rife, what is then the duty of us as citizens of the country and also for the government? I mean, we know that at this stage, DIRCO still refuses to comment on this matter, but will this not then further fuel the panic amongst the citizens?
Well, even the alert itself, the wording of the alert itself was not really meant to cause panic. It was really to advise British citizens in South Africa to be more cautious when they are in the country. The alert went ahead to provide specific areas or places where they can go, or if they found themselves in those places, what security measures to take or some precautions to bear in mind while they're in that place or region. So I don't think that for any reason this alert or security warning was meant to cause panic or to ask citizens to do something extra to be alive. So no, it wasn't meant for that. It's a precautionary measure because of the kidnapping, which I think it is indeed in line with security measures.
All right, Martin, before I let you go, in line with security and precautionary measures, do you feel that as a country we do have the relevant intelligence and resources to deal with such threats when they arise?
Well, so far we have no reason to doubt the South African security agencies, their capacity to stop such a threat. Since 2002, this country has not witnessed any major terror attack, and therefore it has not happened by chance. I think it is due to the security measures put in place and the vigilance of the intelligence agencies in South Africa.
Thank you so much, Martin. That is Mr. Martin Ewe, the senior researcher at the ISS, joining us via Skype and telephone to talk to us through the latest international travel warnings in the country relating to possible terror activity within South Africa.